When Fernando Vargas started protesting against the Venezuelan government, he never imagined he'd ended up panhandling in Colombia.
I'm a student exiled from the government of Nicolas Maduro, and to survive it has come to this, asking people for money.
Fernando is one of a growing number of students in the border town of Cucuta seeking political asylum. They say they were being persecuted by security forces and government gangs in Venezuela and decided to flee, fearing for their lives.
A month ago, my house was raided. They broke in. They said they were looking for weapons. They didn't find any, but they attacked my mother, and I fled.
Human rights groups say that since the unrest began, more than 3,000 protesters have been detained in Venezuela. Many end up being accused of treason and rebellion in military courts. Jefferson Rodriguez and Jose Hernandez say they barely escaped detention.
I spent 45 days hiding in a basement in the outskirts of Caracas without seeing the light of day to avoid being captured by the Venezuelan government.
Fernando and the others have presented their case to Colombian authorities, but while they wait for an answer, they can't legally work, so most end up in shelters.
We want to be productive people. We are hard workers. We are educated, with the desire to move forward and become professionals.
The United Nations Refugee Agency say that the number of applicants have been increasing steadily with the worsening of the crisis in Venezuela. But since it can take years for them to be formally recognized, they're advocating for alternatives to help them sooner.
So of course UNHCR is promoting that there could be maybe a bigger use of alternative visas, alternative ways to accept maybe a temporary presence also, while the refugee situation is better defined, so that they can integrate and actually become a contributor to the society instead of a burden.
Which is exactly what these students are asking for, a way to survive and be productive while they continue to hope for a change in their country that would allow them to go back home. Alessandro Rampietti, Al Jazeera, Cucuta.